Okay, well, I think we'll go ahead and get started this afternoon. It's 4 o'clock on the dot. Welcome everybody to How To Tuesday. My name is Camille Cook. I am your Instructure and Outreach Librarian, and I am so excited to be joined today by the Academic Success Centered Marvell, who is here to represent them today. Marvell is actually going to talk to us today about how to manage having homework and completing your homework and having a life. And we're really excited about this because this is a really frequently asked question among all of our students. So Marvell is going to take it away and they are going to talk about all of the tips and tricks and how to get connected with the Academic Success Center and get support that way as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the chat or wait till the end and Marvell can take them then. And if you miss anything, we will send out the slides and the recording to this. So if you're watching this back on record, we'll have plenty of contact information in the description of this video. All right, Marvell, go ahead and take it away.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. And I need you to confirm if you can see and you can hear me clearly. Can you hear me, everyone?
I can hear you.
All right, and can you see my slides?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you all welcome to How to Tuesday. My name is Marvel Astonish, and I'm a tutor and mentor at the Academic Success Center. And tonight we're going to share and learn a few things about how to do our homeworks and still have a life as students. The next slides I'm going to show, it's going to depict a few things, and you want to think and see if you can relate to the picture in the slide. There. Is this any closer to how we feel or how sometimes we seem to come across? We seem to have so much to be done and we all over the place, so to speak. And this feeling or what we see here, it's not limited to us only. As students or whoever, this could be a very common phenomenon in our lives. But tonight, we are going to share a few tips on how to really juggle these things and still have a life. Generally, the movement or the transition from the high school courses to a college course or college classes have lots of mores. For instance, we have more lecture time with very less explanations. We have more note-taking with very less guidance. We have more preparation time in terms of making self-time to read or even write, even outside of the class times. And to sum them all up, we have fewer tests. However, the scope of these tests that we have covers quite a lot of materials. This is our life somewhat as students. So the question is, how can a student handle all these mores? Some of us have work, we're in school, and we have other activities. What this means is we have personal less time in the day. And I say this every time because we all have 24 hours like any other person, but then the choice to be a student sometimes takes away from us. The answer to that question could be found within this three scope that we created. Because we are students, we have in-class things we need to do to save time. There are some techniques we can adapt whilst we're in class to save time. And then how to manage or plan our time even outside of the classroom. And then how to plan the study time efficiently and effectively to get more done. To start off, this is a template that has been used a lot to help with time management. Generally, it's meant to make people get more done when they set up to do it. It's the Pomodoro technique. I believe Pomodoro, it's an Italian word which means tomatoes. And it's basically how to eat that tomato more efficiently. There are 7 steps that this technique teaches us that we could learn from and then adapt to it and make it our own. But at the end of the day, the objective is to get more done. So the first step with the Pomodoro technique is to set up a task. What is the task we need to achieve? For instance, we need to turn in our homework or turn in the quiz or work on a discussion or go make the time for our training if you're an athletic student. That is the task to be achieved. The second step is to estimate time required to complete it. Say 25 minutes, say 30 minutes. You know what time you would need or you require to complete the task you have to complete. The third one, once you set the time, you work without distractions. So if I set 25 minutes, for instance, to work on my assignment, for instance, whilst I work on the 25 minutes or 30 minutes or 40 minutes, you know what time works best for you. Whenever I have random ideas or someone calls or something comes through that will distract, that allotted time, we go to the 5th one. We write it somewhere. We take a sheet of paper, we write them down this way. Although we have ideas about what we want to do, these ideas that come do not distract the work we're supposed to do. And once we've made our 25 minutes or 30 minutes or 35 minutes, we take a break. Once we take a break, we can go back to whatever thing we wrote down that we didn't allow to distract our work. And then we could do this over and over for several tasks. This way, we get to reward ourselves. We could just take our Starbucks break, go get a coffee Starbucks, or go back to the pad and play some video games. There's a way of rewarding ourselves because a task has been completed. So the Pomodoro technique is just geared to helping us achieve more, do more, and reward ourselves. Okay, having said this, let's think about the in-class techniques. Most of the time, we spend a lot of time, looks like, in class. And whilst in class, we love to take notes. We have to take notes. In the quest to take notes, we encourage to leave margins, room for notation to help us later information. Every notebook, this my book here, no way you can see it. It has margins, the red margin, and this other part, right? Once we leave margins here, it's easy to go back to write a few notes that alert us or informs the way we study. For instance, we could put a star or any symbol next to an important information, like a definition, right? And I say that every time that most of the time our teachers just give us tips whilst we are engaged in class. They keep saying things like, watch this definition or go over this point, or you're going to find this in your quiz. Once you have these lead-ins, it gives us a good idea that these things are going to be examined and we need to take good care of it. Personally, I use highlighters, different colors. Whenever I hear that from my instructor, I'm going to highlight that with red or just something that says, this is very important. Or we could just put a box around the information. This way, you're owning the note-taking process you're doing in class. And by all means, you're going to take a few minutes after every class to review your notes, add comments, add anything you want to add. And before we go to the next class, we have already notes that captured that 3 hours or so we spent with our lecturers or instructors ready in handy for the next class. Now, planning to manage our time to allow out-of-class preparation. There are tools that we could use to plan our time out of the classroom. The Academic Success Center has this weekly time management. I'm not sure you can see that. The weekly time management sheets just have the various times in the day, the various days of the week, and then we have times that are allotted, and we can write a few things like, so from what I have here, 9 to 10 a.m., I know I have class, and between 11 to 12, I know I have to go eat. And this way you plan your day and allow you to see the pockets of empty days that you can use, right? We cannot use the sheet if you cannot. We are tech savvy. We have our telephones and we have Google and other softwares that helps us to achieve this. So by all means, once we work on a plan, once you plan your work, like you plan your day, it's very advised to work the plan, stick with the plan. This way, you don't seem to be all over the place doing things anyhow, because you've planned your day and you know how you're going to run the day. You know, I do this, and beyond this, I'm going to do that. And it gets you even more organized because everything you need to do is seen at a glance. All right. You can make very good use of your pocket of time missing to do other things. All right. And by all means, the use of this calendar sheet, this timely sheet, even help you to plan your whole semester, so to speak. So you know when holidays are approaching, you know when other tests or project assignments are due, because you've planned them. And by all means, talking about due dates, personally, if I have an assignment that is due on Sunday, I program my mind that this assignment is due on Saturday. Why? Then I have a lot of time to plan, get it done, and not have to run around because I need to meet deadlines. All right. It's just a simple technique that allows me to always be on time and get my time planned to be more efficient with time. Now, using plan, study, efficient to get more done means once we make time to study, we could develop good strategies to help us achieve the objective for the time we're going to spend. For instance, if we want to read like a session, personally, I would go to the end of the chapter or a session to know that the objective of the session. Mostly they are questions or tests or quiz that summarizes the objective of the unit. So you're able to go back, read, taking time to study what are important because you know what will be assessed or what is expected of you to know at the end of the session or the unit that you read it. All right. And mostly, if you'll use electronic materials like the Kindle, for instance, you're able to highlight a few things, insert notes, and this makes you own the book or the material that you're reading. And of course, if you have a textbook and the textbook is yours, you're free to write a few comments on the side, highlight what you think are important. This way, it's a good strategy. As you read, you get to learn the objective of the text or the session or the unit you read, right? And by all means, you take part in the group study, which is more fun. And I would issue a caveat to that, because if we're in a group, the objective of the group is to achieve, for instance, discuss what our assignment is, but not copy the works, right? So we could come together, share ideas, share our notes, and we all have a good idea of what's supposed to be done. Then we go our separate ways and turn in our independent work so that our work doesn't look similar, doesn't look like they're copied or work that is done together, right? If we do this, by all means, we're gonna plan ahead and avoid panics as students. Well, planning ahead sometimes means you need to get in touch with the Academic Success Center. We have the setup program, the startup program to support you as a student, because we have professionals or tutors and mentors here to hold your hand, to help you plan your day, plan your week, plan the whole semester even, who will be accountable to you to help you work your time and not get overwhelmed with work. You can get help from tutors, and by all means, do it early in the semester. So we're now in the fifth week, I believe. And so if you have backlog from up to the first week, it's a good time to get in touch with Academic Success Center, because there are tutors and mentors who are going to help you plan your day to help you achieve your objective. And I say this every time because the most important objective coming to Park is to end your graduation, and your degree, and your bachelor's and your graduate degree. And the Academic Success Center has the resources to help you achieve that objective. Okay, so you can go ahead to make an appointment. We have tutors to help you in writing in advance. And of course, beginning your review sessions for upcoming tests at least a week before. And this is going to be very easy for you. Not going to forget if you have a plan that you follow it. This way, the whole 8 weeks is planned ahead, and at a glance, you know what to do at what time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very possible to have a life and still do your homework. Let me take a few time to talk about the Academic Success Center. Basically, we provide free tuition and mentoring services to students of Park University. Just to let you know, it is free to students and also to alumni, past students who want to still make use of our resources. And we provide also a learner access and disability services for academic accommodation. We also provide a testing center services and oversee the athletic study hall. Like I said, our services at the Academic Success Center is free, and it's available to all Park students, whether you're in person in Parkville or any other location. You can also reach us virtually, because we have both our virtual and in-person resources. And by all means, we also have collaboration with tutor.com, which provide 24/7 resources to students. So please make use of these resources. You can work in, and we're located at the underground, the Maybe Learning Center, room 232. It's right across the bookstore, and our telephone number is provided here. There's our email address. So once again, thank you for your time, and I will stand by if anyone has any questions or any ideas or techniques that I didn't share that you'd want to share. You're welcome to share with us.
Well, thank you so much, Marvel. This was awesome. I know that I've used the Pomodoro technique before, and it really works. So I'd really encourage all of you to go through, take a look, and actually practice these techniques, because it is possible, just like Marvel said, to have a life and also get your homework done and utilize these techniques. Of course, the ASC, the Academic Success Center, is an excellent resource. So please utilize them. Again, it's free. So all of you should utilize this. They also you can book their appointments online. So it's really easy. They have great tutors for every subject here at Park. And you don't want to miss out on this. Does anyone have any questions? If you're watching live, you can feel free to unmute or put them in the chat. If you're watching this back on replay, you can feel free to contact the ASC at tutoring@park.edu. So we'll just pause for a second to see if anyone has any questions.
Whilst we wait for a question, am I able to share to help us know how to book a session
Great.
with Academic Study Center? Every student has access to the Canvas, right? And so I'm going to use the Canvas to help us know how to book a session with Academic Study Center, okay? Give me a minute. Okay. There. Can you see my Canvas? Can you come over if you can see my Canvas?
I can, yep. Oh, yes,
Okay.
I can. Mhm.
So in case you want to book a tutor or a mentor with Academic Study Center, the dashboard of the Canvas provide a very easy link to help us assess this. So here we go straight to the Tutoring and Success Center here. Once you click on that, it takes us to this. Give it a minute to load. Yeah, and this provides some information about the Academic Success Center. Once again, our location is here, the phone number, email, and if you have questions, you want to chat to someone, you have access to that. Even importantly, if you need to find a tutor, which is virtual or in person, you go through this link, you give it a minute to load. Yeah. So if you want a study group, you want a mentor, you want career guidance, and for every subject that Park offers, we have resources to cover them, like accounting, there's biology, there's business analytics, graduate communication, criminal justice, anything that you need help with, by all means, you can click. If you want, even for writing, right? Social work, sociology, Python, we have so much resources that you can access. So you could just click on that and choose whichever form, whatever location is at, and then you go ahead, book someone who is ready to help you resolve whatever help you want. So just how to book a session.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Marvel, for adding that in. I think it's really awesome. I would encourage everyone who is here live or watching back on replay to please just check out the Academic Success Center and everything that they have to offer you. You could even have a mentor to walk you through some of these steps and study tricks as well. So if there aren't any further questions, again, you can feel free to reach out to me or to the Academic Success Center directly with any other questions that you guys have. Thank you all so much for joining us for How To Tuesday. Just a reminder that we hold How To Tuesday every single week at 4 p.m. About frequently asked questions and short, quick tutorials for you to be successful in college. Next week, we will actually be visited by our advising center. So it will be all about college success planning. So please go in, register for that, and let us know if you have any questions in the meantime. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.